Good evening. My name is Bob Schoeneman. My wife and I built our home here in North Shore in 2005. And we just thought that with this COVID-19 epidemic or pandemic, we wanted to take an opportunity to try to spotlight some of our neighbors who also own their own businesses. So over the next few weeks, or maybe as long as we're locked down here, we're going to use that opportunity to do some Zoom interviews and give local business owners an opportunity to tell a little bit about themselves, and then we'll share that message with the rest of the community. So I hope you guys enjoy it, and here we go.
So good morning. I am with the Poppenbergs this morning with Bethany and Kevin. And how you guys doing today?
Good. Thank you, Bob. Thanks for having us.
Oh, my pleasure.
House a little bit.
Yeah.
So I wanted to start off by just kind of getting to know you guys a little bit better. And so if one of you wants to take the lead on that, tell us a little bit about your family.
Sure. So we've been in Lake Nona for 10 years. So like so many others, we've watched the growth happen, and we love the community. When I first was here, I actually had this feeling that community wasn't quite there, and that was something I missed. And now it is so strongly there, and I love it. We love supporting all the businesses in the area. We get so excited anytime something's opening. So we love Lake Nona.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So you said you've been in Lake Nona for 10 years. How long have you lived in North Shore?
3?
Just over 3 years. Yeah.
That's awesome. What made you decide on North Shore? What was there like I don't know, just a trigger, or was there just something special that you saw that kind of drew you to the North Shore community?
Well, I would say that one of the major triggers was the dramatic increase of traffic on Narcoossee. We were in Eagle Creek, and that's a great community too, so don't get me wrong there. But we were looking for a little something different in a house. And when we started driving through the different neighborhoods and looking at, what matched our needs, North Shore was just perfect. I mean, I love everything. When you've got the nice rec center up there, you've got the fields up there, great school. We already knew a lot of the teachers in the school that Alyssa would be going to, so we knew that was going to be an awesome fit. It got us off of Narcoossee. I travel a lot for a living, so I was able to just jump on 417 very easily without actually having to traverse Narcoossee. So that was the start. We didn't really know 100% what we were going to be really jumping into, and so we've just been so pleasantly surprised at just how amazing the community's been. Yeah.
Awesome. If you had to pick one favorite thing of the community, what would that be? Is there just something that stands out above anything about all else? I mean, you came from another golf course community, so that's not different, but is there something that just kind of stood out to you?
I like the layout. I feel like it's end to end. Everybody has their own little section, but everybody walks their bikes to North Shore, and it's like, I just like the layout. It feels like there's a central meeting place, and when you're on your way to Moss Park Elementary, you're seeing so many people. I just like the layout, that it's more centralized.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and I think it's so beautiful as you come down the main street, just the way the trees kind of come over the top of the street, even the roundabout. I just think it's just so beautiful. So even when I get out for a walk or a run, I look around every time and I'm like, gosh, I just love this.
That's really cool.
Want a cameo from our other
no worries
Moss Park resident,
Alyssa, you want to make
our Moss Park Elementary?
Alyssa, come here.
Come say hi really quick. While we're on family, we'll bring her over.
Perfect. Hi, Alyssa. How are you?
Good.
That's Sammy's dad. This is our first grader, and she absolutely loves Moss Park and every teacher and everyone she knows over there. So that's a huge perk for us. We didn't hear you.
What's that?
Teacher.
Who's your teacher?
Miss Grib and Miss Gillespie.
Yeah.
Gillespie.
Yeah.
Very good. Well,
yeah, she's been handling this very well, and we're so just enamored with how much she's actually been learning, and she's really working with the teachers still, and doing the Zoom sessions, and she even does her gymnastics Zoom sessions throughout all of this. So she's helped us out a lot, because this is not easy for anybody.
Very cool. But where does she do gymnastics through?
Where'd you go?
Say it.
Reflex.
Excellent.
She's in her second year competing.
Yeah.
Another local business. Well, speaking of local businesses. That's really why I wanted to get you guys together today and kind of share what's going on. So tell me a little bit, because I don't know a whole lot about it. I've been seeing the Facebook posts, but here's an opportunity to kind of share what you're doing. So just tell us about the business, how long you've been, I know it's kind of recent, but share with everybody else how you're getting started, and then we'll go from there.
So, Bethany and I have, for a very long time, even talking back when we first moved to the Lake Nona area, call it just over 10 years now. Mm-hmm. We've always talked about opening some sort of a business here. We knew the area was booming. We were like, man, this is just the perfect place. A friend of mine and us, we had looked at almost opening a ice cream shop before there was any ice cream shops here, but it really didn't feel like something that was us. I mean, it just wasn't the right thing for us. And so there's always has been in our mind, and Bethany coming from a very big health background, and both of us being just very into athletics and sports and physical fitness and health and wellness. And then just watching the community grow from a health and wellness perspective, mm-hmm. we were like, man, this is, we want to do something in that realm, because we want to do something that's going to help the community, something that we think is going to make an impact on people, and something that's going to help their lives. And so we didn't, looking back at the ice cream, right? That does help people's lives in some ways, don't get me wrong. But not in the way that was something we were really passionate about. Mm-hmm. So it was really waiting for something that we were really passionate about, that we thought could actually help the community and help the people, that we decided to run a business. Well, I was actually having I was training for a 50-mile ruck race in Normandy. So that's a 35-pound backpack on your back for 50 miles.
Some of the North Shore people may have seen you training.
Yeah. And I was having a lot of lower back and hamstring issues. And truth be told, it was one of my friends, Chad Young, who lives in Eagle Creek. He owns a couple of gyms. And he said, have you tried this place called Stretch Zone? He's like, 'cause I tried everything. I tried working on myself. I tried other methods, and just nothing was working. So I went to one that was about 35 minutes away. And I went there for about 3 months, just once a week. And I was feeling just an unbelievable improvement in myself, in my body, in my mobility and my flexibility. I was like, this is it. This is what our community needs. And I came back to her with the idea, and it could have just spawned from there.
That's really cool. So what's the business called?
Stretch Zone. So Stretch Zone, what Stretch Zone is it is actually practitioner assisted stretching.
Okay.
So you come into our store here, and I'll kind of give you just a little look here. This is it. It's real simple. Oh, we got a cartwheel there. We've got tables. We've got our patented strapping system. And what that allows us to do is a very, very passive stretch. So you come in, our practitioner works with you. We use our strapping system as a stabilization mechanism, so that we make sure that we're targeting the muscles appropriately, and we're only stretching the muscles that we're intending to stretch. And all of our protocols are certified by the Massage and Therapeutic Institute. So we do have that accreditation behind us. And everything that our CEO, Jordan Gold, the founder of the company, has done over just so many years of working. He worked with professional athletes. He worked with Olympic athletes. He just really realized that, hey, I'm working with all these high level athletes, but the truth is this is for everybody, mm-hmm. right? This is for your high school athlete that, he wants to maybe be better at football or basketball or dance or whatever the case is. This is for your 35 to 40-year-old that's trying to run their first marathon. This is for your 75-year-old 85-year-old that wants to maybe get out of bed a little bit easier, or maybe make it easier to, tie their shoes. So the point is, this is really for everybody. I mean, mobility and flexibility is for life. Mm-hmm. And so we want people to start and make an investment in themselves. And I know that when I did it, it was really helpful for me. And so I wanted to bring that to everybody.
Man, I can really sense your passion through this. That's really awesome. You anticipated my next question too. So, and you touched on it, but no, that's okay. Let's maybe hone in if you can, but who is your target customer?
Yeah, so I kind of would say that it is a little bit everybody. Now, I would say the older range is certainly folks who maybe have not done this their entire lives. So maybe they have a little bit less mobility than someone, say, that's a teenager, right? But with that being said, I think the earlier we start these type of behaviors, the better we're going to be moving forward, as we age, as we get older. So I would say that maybe a little bit of the older range, but with that being said, I truly think it's for everybody. I mean, I can tell you, from going to CrossFit for so many years, one of the biggest, I would say, issues with CrossFit is not CrossFit itself by any means. It's that the mobility of being able to do all the movements in CrossFit isn't there for a lot of people. And I'm talking 20 something year old kids who have tried this stuff, but they don't have the mobility to do it. They could come here, they could gain that mobility to be able to do those movements properly, that was going to help them prevent injury.
And even my years teaching middle school PE, we would do our flexibility tests throughout the year, and the number of middle schoolers who can't touch their toes, and they're athletes. I'm like, guys, what is your stretching program? I've been saying that for years. So that's just way too young to have already lost that flexibility and to be risking injury like that. So it ranges. And obviously all the health and wellness and all the athletics that are in Lake Nona, the USTA and all the golfers and the run clubs and the bikers, it's just the perfect place for it.
And, anybody who's going to all the different facilities we have, I mean, F45 and Ruckus and Orange Theory, and you name it, right? We have it. But what we don't have is really that recovery, right? So this is really a passive way to gain that mobility and flexibility to go about whatever it is that you do. So when you come into our store, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do an intake, and we're going to talk to you. What are the type of things you like to do? What is your activities? Are you somebody who sits at a desk for 8 hours a day? Now we're all those people, right? But what kind of movement do you do on a daily basis? Are you looking? What are your goals? What are you driving at? Because everybody's different, right? And so we're going to tailor our programs to that particular client. So it can range really for anybody. Yep.
So you see your business model as kind of a complement to all those other places that you just mentioned, not instead of, right?
100%. Yes.
Well, let's shift gears real quick and then get some contact information so people can find you and reach out to you. But kind of the last big question I wanted to ask you is, how has COVID-19 affected your business? And kind of just talk about that, and where do you see going forward?
Yeah. So COVID obviously has put a huge hit on a lot of small businesses. We were supposed to open originally March 16th, and then it moved to March 30th, and now we're unsure.
Okay.
As you can see, the place is done. It's ready. So we're just waiting for sort of that go ahead. I will say that our business is, I call it coronavirus ready as it is. By protocol, by what we do anyways, when a client comes in, the stretch practitioner washes their hands before they begin working with that person. The bed has been sterilized before they've been work with that person. And then as soon as they leave, that process repeats itself. So this is a very, very clean environment. So we're very confident that as soon as we're able to get back out there and get people out in the world, this is our practice anyway. So that's not going to change regardless.
Awesome.
But for now, yeah, it's tough because we're excited. Obviously, I've got my general manager ready to go. We've got some staff that are ready to go. People are they're all super excited. We talked to them on Thursday night. They're just all waiting. So we're kind of sitting here waiting patiently, as patient as possible. But we know this is affecting so many small businesses. So, however we can help each other is really our goal. I'm a part of Nona Community Partners. Stretch Zone is as a whole. That is a group that's, we're a bunch of small businesses that come together to try to help other nonprofit organizations around the community. So we're still meeting on a biweekly basis to see how we can help out in the community, whether it's giving masks out to people, whether it's providing food to different organizations, the healthcare workers, things like that. So, we're still trying to do whatever we can to engage with the community and help during this time. So.
Well, that's awesome. Well, why don't you give everybody just a couple ways to reach you, and then I'll also post it as well, maybe even add a frame to the video as people are watching this. But I really want to thank you guys for taking this time. I think it's important that we support our small businesses, and it's kind of the whole reason we're starting to do this. And I wanted to thank you guys for being the guinea pig, being the first ones to go. So that's awesome.
Appreciate it.
adventurous, and really appreciate it. So as we close,
Just
just
to dye my hair today.
and I need a haircut so bad. But yeah, just give us some ways that people can find you and get a hold of you. And man, you've got me convinced. I'm gonna have you stretch my lower back and all this time in this chair. It's
Yeah. No, for sure. So Facebook and Instagram, Stretch Zone Nona.
Stretch Zone Nona. Okay.
So please go out there, like our page. You'll get updates from there. You can, like I said, either on Facebook or Instagram. You can go to stretchzone.com and you can search for the Lake Nona store. From there, you can actually fill out a little form that'll come to us that says, hey, I want to get my demo stretch. Everybody's first stretch is going to be free because we want you to come in and see the value of what we're doing, right? So I can tell you all day long, I can tell you what I've done, but really I want you to come in and experience it for yourself. So those three ways. We're actually located in the plaza it's 9145 on Narcoossee Road, which is actually the Tijuana Flats and Orange Theory and Nona Social and although that entire plaza there. So
Excellent.
yeah.
We're excited about all our new neighbors too.
Yes.
Well, guys, thank you. It's been a pleasure talking with you, and I can't wait for the grand opening. Maybe we'll do a live shoot from the grand opening and kind of pull some more people from North Shore out to see your new business. So
thank you so much for all that you're doing as well too.
Yeah.
Thank you so
of
much.
course,
Appreciate it.
guys, take care.
See you, neighbor.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.